John, going back to Monday's game against who the hell was it? The Islanders. The power play. I know we've talked a lot about that. It seemed like they really did a lot of good things in that game. Or did you see some things that you want to see from the power play moving forward?
What game are we talking about?
Monday's game. I think you had it was.
I don't even know what the units were.
Brink, Konechny, Drysdale. Excel was out there.
I know because we're evaluating Lixie. I know he's done some good things on the power play. I just don't remember. The games run into one another for me right now. So I don't remember the units. But I can tell you that Lixell has done some good things in the power play. We really, after tonight's game, Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, we're going to be doing a lot of work on a lot of different things as far as our concept, power play being one of them. So I don't know what the units are. Mish has done a pretty good job as far as making plays. So it's something we need to get better at. We're going to try to.
In terms of Lixell, he talked to us the other day about how he feels more comfortable just in the room itself also.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that's maybe taken for granted, just having a comfort level that inside the room?
Well,
onto the ice?
as I've said before, we expect so much out of these guys. And I think it's happened with, I think we talked about it last year. I think it happened in one of the call-ups of Licks where he just seemed more confident. And he told me, I went to him and told him that, and he told me, he says he just feels more comfortable with the guys. And we ask so much out of young kids, especially some of the Europeans coming over, to fit right in, and it takes some time. So had a good camp. I'm not sure where it all falls as far as roster is concerned and stuff like that, but he's had a good camp.
With regards to these last two games, obviously Thursday's game is a home game, but it's different because the bulk of, the entirety of the Devils team is going to be
gone.
So in terms of coaches and front offices usually like to have kind of a dress rehearsal game. Is that this game, or are you guys still going to
No, Thursday. This is going to be our game where most of our guys play. Have you sent that out yet?
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of them are in there. Some of the guys that played last night are not. But this is a game, and I know Boston's going to be dressed in their lineup, which I'm happy about. And so this is a game. Urs will get it, and most of our guys will be playing Thursday's game. It gives us a chance, quite honestly, as late as it is the last exhibition game, to continue to look at kids, because a lot of the kids will be playing there. Some guys from Lehigh will be coming back up and playing that. It's just the way it happened as far as Jersey's schedule and being over. I'm not going to be playing a lot of be a sprinkle of few NHLers, but it gives us a chance to evaluate the other guys.
With Jet Luchenko, I think a lot of people are wondering, does he have a real shot here, maybe to get an audition early in the season? Do you think he's close to that, or are you more just kind of rewarding him and getting a good look on him in this preseason?
Yeah, he's had a good camp. The guys that continue to play and get their games are guys that deserve them. So I'm not sure where he falls in these next games. I'm not sure if he'll be playing Thursday. I just am not looking that far ahead with some of the guys. But what he's getting is what he deserves. He's had a good camp. Where it all falls, same things with Lixell. I don't know. We haven't had those discussions. We're going to play out the exhibition and go from there.
Where does Alexei Kolosov fit into your goaltending picture right
I have no idea.
Yeah. Are you keeping an eye on him just because you're curious?
Not
I'm
really.
sure you're curious about him a little bit, though, right?
No. I have other things to worry about than that. That's why we have Dilly. I don't know. I'm more concerned about Urs and Fedotov as we get later in the exhibition to make sure they're ready to go.
Going back to Jet for a second, he obviously had the 2 points in Sunday's game in Washington, so 2 Sundays ago. Played in a couple more, has looked good. He's made good things happen, but hasn't really produced offensively. Given his age, and given the fact that obviously it takes a lot for an 18-year-old to start the year on the NHL team, does he have to produce tangible offense in order to bang that door down, or?
Oh, there are all things we're looking at there with him. So it's not just a stat of numbers that keeps him in mind. There are so many other things that he's brought to us here already, just with his speed up the middle of the ice, his awareness away from the puck. He's very mature in that aspect as far as a 200-foot game. He's killed some penalties. He's done some really good things, and it go into goals and assists, and sometimes it doesn't, but there's still really good plays he's made. So we'll continue to evaluate and see where we go. We haven't gone into what that roster is going to be, but he's still in the picture for sure.
He's playing tonight with Anthony Richard, who played last night also.
Richard's had a good camp too.
I was going to say, what have you seen from him? What does he bring that maybe is keeping him around?
Can skate, has put up numbers down in the American League, brings offense, has just played good. Yeah. I remember I talked to him early on in camp, and I told him, I said, I don't care about turnovers. I want you to take a chance and try to bring some offense in a team that needs offense. And I think he's done a pretty good job of that in camp here. Turned the puck over a few times, but that we want to play with some risk. And I tried to explain our philosophy to him, and so we continue to evaluate him and look at him. That's why he keeps on getting these games.
Is that something you're going to stress this year with the speed, with your lineup?
Meaning risk?
Well, like Luchenko's fast and Richard is fast, and obviously.
Oh, I think
is
we got to get
fast,
faster.
Yeah.
Oh, I think our team has to get faster, yeah, and they certainly bring that. As if we're going to be a good team and a team that's playing later on after regular season, we're going to have to be a faster team.
Hunter McDonald kind of plays that old school style. Does he look like a guy that maybe when you guys are in a pinch, he could slide into the lineup and you could rely on him?
Yeah, there's some work to do.
Yeah.
He's still pretty raw. I think he has to understand a little bit more of the NHL game and the way he plays. He plays with an edge. A lot of different things will come at him the way he plays. He's going to have to be ready for that. So it's a process with him. At that position especially, coming out of college and all, we need to be patient. I think he has a bright future. That position, I just don't want to force feed it. And so there's going to be some work to do, and still a number of things he needs to work at.
You've alluded a couple times now to if we want to play past the regular season. And obviously we're not doing that a year ago. And I think even into like December and January, I was asking you about playoffs, and you just wanted nothing to do with that word. Is that something you're now conveying to the team, is playoffs are a goal this year?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't look that far ahead. Yeah, I don't. I think we have plenty of things to do as we continue to build. We are still building. I just don't get that far ahead, and I think it's the wrong. Everybody. It's hockey speak, right? Yeah, we're here to win a Stanley Cup. Okay, I don't believe in that. We have so much shit to do with our team before we even start talking about that stuff.
But you have mentioned it now before. This time last year you would have nothing to do with that. I just find that interesting that now, you're saying if we want to play past the regular season,
and what I'm saying to you, and I don't want to misconstrue, when you're building a team that you want it to be a really good team in the future and playing in the playoffs, that has to be part of it, the way the game's played now. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about we've got to have speed right now to get in the playoffs this year. I don't look at it that way. I don't give a shit what people think. Everybody thinks you need to say this is the goal. And that's where you lose sight of how to build a hockey club as far as I'm concerned. We have a whole new goaltending situation this year. And it scares the crap out of me because we don't start with Carter. It's Urs' first time really being the guy. As much as I love him mentally, I don't know how that all works out. So we can't get ahead of ourselves here. And I want to make sure you guys understand that. I love where the organization's going. I think guys have improved. But we've got some hurdles to figure out here, especially with our goaltending, because it's a whole different landscape to start a new regular season.
Back to the defense, Oliver Bonk is still here. He's 19. He's probably going to go back to juniors, but what have you seen from him in this camp? You know, he's obviously very well liked amongst the coaches and his teammates.
Mhm.
Just in terms of his play, how have you evaluated him so far?
Bright future, smart player, plays too slow. We've got to play quick. It's what we're trying to do. I think there's a little bit of a habit with his game and we're trying to work with him and play faster. I think when you become a really good junior and you're in the juniors, the game's easier for you and plays a ton of minutes there, so you almost pace yourself a little bit. My biggest thing with him is I want to see him close people out quicker. I just want to see the overall intensity and speed of his game grow. But I think he's got a tremendous future. But there's some work to be done there, and 19-year-old defenseman, it's to be expected.
You mentioned goaltending being like a big question. Is the defensive picture somewhat of a question in your minds? I mean, you don't have Sean Walker like you did last year. Jimmy Drysdale's coming off an injury. Ristolainen, can he stay healthy? Is that an area where you're thinking?
Sure, but I've watched. I think Risto's had a great camp. I do. I think he's probably one of the top guys in camp this year as far as where he's gone to. I think he's playing with an edge right away. Jamie's healthy. You can see his skating. Ton of work to do with him as far as how to play the game. Ton of work. But Zamula has grown. Still the same thing as I just answered on Bonker. I want him to play faster. Tends to slow it down, try to beat people. I still want him. So there's some encouraging things there, but we got to keep on growing. And that's the thing we talked about at the beginning when we opened up camp. There's nothing. We're not signing free agents for a couple of years. We got to continue to grow ours. So we're going to keep asking these guys to continue to grow. Jamie Drysdale is one, as I've said to you guys, that I think is an important guy for us because I don't think he knows how to play. And not that he doesn't play hard. I think we got to teach him how to play the game. Such a young guy that hasn't played a lot in the National Hockey League. So that's on us to teach that part of the game.
Can I ask a quick follow-up to that?
Yeah.
You mentioned like the quickness and that he waits a little bit too much, but isn't sometimes patience a good thing
Sure.
to see the ice and to
Oh,
find
sure.
the right lane?
Yeah, but sometimes with Z, it's not so much sometimes with the puck. It's going back for a puck. It's maybe turning the net a little bit quicker so things open up for him. Just the pace of the game. His legs, not just his hands, but his legs, the pace of the game. I think he's improved tremendously. But now we want more. We're going to have to ask for more because this is kind of where we're at.
So when you say quickness, it's not necessarily moving the puck.
No. It's his mind, everything about it, his reads, everything about it. I think he's got to be quicker, and he's improved.